Okay, welcome once again to logic tutorial, and today we are on propositional logic, and we are looking at the rules of inference at which we use to infer, check the validity of conclusions. Okay, so there are 9 rules of inference. There are 9 rules of inference, and we are going to be looking at each of them in a simpler way in order to help us understand better. Okay, so now we are going to be using variables as usual as we do in logic. Okay, so now the first rule of inference that we'll be looking at is called Modulus Points. Now this is the rule that say that if P implies Q, then P is true, therefore Q is true. Now P implies Q, P, therefore Q. Now we can say P implies Q, mean if it is raining, that is P, then it is cold, that is Q. Now P means it is raining, therefore Q, which means it is cold. I hope we get that. Okay, now the opposite of modus ponens is modus tones, which says if P implies Q is true and Q is not true, therefore P is not true. Now let's take it as P implies Q means if it is raining, then it is cold. Negation Q means it is not cold. Therefore, negation P means it is not raining. Are we getting it? So, if it's raining, then it is cold. It's not cold, okay? So, it's not raining. We get that. Okay, now the next rule is the hypothetical syllogism. And this rule states that P implies Q. Q implies arrow. Therefore, P implies arrow. Now, we can take the statement like if it is raining, that is P, then it is cold, that is Q. So, P implies Q, right? Now, the next premise is Q implies arrow. And the statement is if it's cold, then it's weather for 2. Okay, so the conclusion P implies arrow, we will use the statement it's raining, then it's weather for 2. It's as simple as that. P implies Q, if it's raining, then it is cold. Q implies arrow, if it's cold, then it's weather for 2. Therefore, P implies arrow, it's raining, therefore then it's weather for 2. I hope we get that too. Okay, so the next rule we are looking at is simplification, and this one too is very easy. This the variable states that P and Q, therefore P, is the same thing as P and Q, therefore Q, right? So now, the statement P and Q, we could say it's raining and it's cold, right? Therefore, it's raining, or therefore, it's cold, right? So, that is that for simplification. Very simple. Okay, the next one is addition. Now, addition is P, right? P is the first one, which is true. Now, P, therefore, P or Q. Now, we could say P stand for it is raining. Therefore, P or Q, therefore, it is raining or it is hot. Q could stand for it is hot. P, it is raining, right? So that is for addition. That addition, we can always add any variable to it. So P therefore P or Q, or we can say P or S or P or V, anyone she gets. So P stand for it is raining, therefore P or Q or arrow, whichever you are using, could mean it is raining or it is hot. Okay, so the next rule is the absorption, right? And this rule states that P implies Q, therefore P implies open brackets P and Q, close brackets. Okay, so now P implies Q, that is the premise. The conclusion is P implies open brackets P and Q. Now we could say P implies Q mean if it's raining, then it is cold. Okay, now the conclusion will be if it's raining, okay, then it's raining and cold. It's raining, then it's raining and cold. P stand for it's raining, and then Q stand for it is cold. Okay, so that is for absorption. The next one is conjunction, and this one is just putting two statements together. P stand for it's raining, Q stand for it's cold, therefore P and Q, it's raining and it's cold. Conjunction rule states that premise 1 P, premise 2 Q, therefore P and Q. So that one is also very easy. Now there is the destructive dilemma, and then the rule states that P or Q, not P, therefore Q. Listen again. P or Q is not P, okay, therefore it is Q, right? So we can say P stand for the food is sweet. Q stand for it's sour. That is, the food is sour. So P or Q could mean the food is sweet or it is sour. Okay. Then the second poem is not P. Okay. So P stand for the food is sweet. So we could say not P means the food is not sweet. The conclusion is Q. Conclusion is Q, so it is sour. Since from the second premise is not sweet, then we can say it is sour. Okay, now so the last one is constructive dilemma. Okay, so now this rule states that in a bracket we have P implies Q, then close brackets, and joining the two statements together. In another bracket, we have arrow implies S. Then we close bracket. That is premise 1. The second premise is P or arrow. Then the conclusion is Q or S. Now we can take that as the first one as it's raining. That is P. Then it's cold. That is Q. And for the conjure joining them together, it's sunny, that is arrow, then it's hot, that is S. Okay, so premise 2 we could say it's raining or it's sunny, that is P or arrow, or and then in the conclusion we can say it is cold or it is hot. So that is the simple explanation on the rules of inference. Now we'll be learning how to apply them in our forthcoming videos. Thank you so much for listening through.